talented actor, had quite a few movies under his belt, and I think we all know him and love him as one Anakin Skywalker, yes? So let's take a look at him on the screen here before we bring him out. Take a look.
I had a dream of him.
Something about this boy.
I'm glad to have met you, Anakin. I was glad to meet you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lloyd! How are you, sir? Yes, have a seat. Great, thank you. I'm much better now that I have both of you here. This is very cool. So, the two of you have gotten to kind of see each other throughout Star Wars weekends, but you did work together quite a bit, but it was a long time ago, right? In a galaxy far, far away. I had to take it. Come on, I had to take it. Okay. But, so now, is it fun to be back for Star Wars weekends?
Yeah, definitely. It's never not fun at Disney World.
That's right. How can it not be?
It's incredibly fun. I always meet very interesting people. I've seen people that I've seen for like the past 6 years come back, and it's kind of nice to have a connection to people who started as strangers and then become something else.
Yeah, just through all this time and getting photos, and you ever get the photos within the photos of the photos from last year or the year before? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, were you a Star Wars fan before you were in Star Wars?
Very much so. Actually, my mom found some VHS of the original 3 and had us watch it. It was important that we did.
Sure.
Otherwise, she would disown us. And I was, she was like, "Who's your favorite character?" And she was like, "It's gonna be Han or Luke or something." I was like, "Darth Vader." Darth Vader's my favorite character. And she's like,
It's meant to be.
"Why?" He kicks ass. He's amazing. He's really good.
He's quite the character. He is. And little would you know that you would have such a link to him. It's kind of amazing. Now, okay, but when you first got that role, the first things you have to do is table read. I don't know if everybody knows what a table read, but you kind of enlighten us as to what that kind of looks like and what that's about.
Well, they serve two different purposes for auditions, and then for right before the film starts, they're like a preliminary rehearsal.
Okay.
And you get all the main actors there and sit them down in the same room, and you go through the entire script. You take a break in the middle, and you just hash out kind of how everyone's gonna play.
Okay.
And it's very informal, and it's a lot of fun. If you get to do a table read, you've gone pretty far in the casting process, which makes the table read all the more exciting.
Well, all of you had gone very far. And look at there's Silas in the orange shirt. Isn't that you there, Silas?
That's very orange.
Yes, it's an orange shirt. And there's Jacob on the other side.
What was I thinking?
If we take a look, we've got some video of you all actually here reading and doing the first table read for Star Wars Episode 1. Take a look.
And after this meeting, I'll finish writing the script. I'll start with me. I'm Rick. I'm the producer.
Hi, Rick.
I'm George. I'm responsible for all this.
I'm Natalie, and I'm playing Amidala. I'm Jake, and I'm playing Anakin Skywalker. Mom, I'm home.
That's awesome. That's where it all began. Pretty cool?
I don't even remember them filming this, do you?
That's because they filmed this from like 6 months before they started shooting.
Yeah.
And they would just disappear to like a wall or something, and then they'd find 9.5 and pop out of there. And they were all over the place. So they're sneaky.
They are. Well, okay, and then Ian
I think
McDermott.
Matt Wood was one of the people who did the documentary on Episode 1.
Really? Now, Matt Wood, I don't know if you know, the battle droids and General Grievous are voiced by Matt Wood, who is a brilliant Oscar-nominated sound designer, and he sometimes joins us here at Star Wars Weekends, and he kind of grew up in Star Wars as well, where he got in there and started working under Ben Burtt, and it's fantastic work that he does. So, that is awesome. That is interesting. I didn't know he was doing that. But now, what about Ian McDermott? You know, I mean...
Yeah, I was scared of him. As soon as I realized that he was Emperor Palpatine in the reading, because I was
Yes.
scanning the room for like, there's a villain in here, I know he's in this movie, and he started speaking, and he was in that dark voice, and I hated him. I was just glaring at him while he was reading, and I've never...
Because he kind of betrayed you then,
Yeah,
right?
well, he does.
Yeah, he
Very much
does.
so. I mean, he locks me in a mobile casket.
Yeah, that's no fun. Yeah, that's you're gonna
See,
feel
that's
bad.
really funny because my experience of Ian McDermott is completely different because, you know, he's a big theatre actor in England.
Sure.
And he runs his own, well, he used to, he doesn't any longer. It's now run by Michael Attenborough. But he used to run the Almeida Theatre.
Really?
And I worked with him there many, many years ago. And he's just this lovely guy who is not anything like the Emperor.
He's not the evil emperor. Oh, well,
It's true.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy, very
Yeah.
talented. He could play whatever he wanted to play, which made him even more scary.
Yeah.
And then someone that is a nice guy that we all know and love, George Lucas. You have some cool memories of some stuff that George did for you, don't you?
Yeah, for my sister's birthday, she was home. She was in London with us, away from all her friends, and she's afraid of horses, but she kind of wanted to, ride one at one point. So they brought in a Shetland pony that was like her height.
Wow.
And so she wasn't as afraid of it because it wasn't tall. And she rode that, and they knew she wouldn't ride it unless I rode one. So they brought in a pony for me, and we hung out at Leavesden riding horses for the afternoon for her birthday.
Wow.
We did that, and later that night they tried to get her drunk on rum cake because they actually put rum on the cake as opposed to bake it into the cake.
Well, there you go. Awesome time. Well, speaking of good times, I think we could go out into the audience again. Now, we had Silas answer a question. Would you be up for answering a couple questions here? Why not? Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Anybody have a question over here? Yes, I see a couple of hands out there in the middle. You're going to make me get my exercise. Oh, there's one in the back over here. Well, let me see. Okay, wait. Okay. You got a question here? All right. Question for Jake. Look, yes. What is your question?
Working for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What was it like working with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Jingle all the way, yes.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. He's actually the reason I got into acting. I, at 2 years old, had decided that I was going to be in a movie with him and also build a house with him. We didn't build the house, but I was in the movie, and he was really cool. He was the only guy I was entirely speechless with when I met. He was just such an embodiment of awesome that I couldn't live up to it, even though I think I can. So he was really cool. He used to feed me carrots.
Going to eat the carrots. Eat the carrots, Jake.
Yeah?
Eat them.
Just eat them.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I had to just throw it out. Okay, well, we do have another question here. All right, yes.
Hello, gentlemen. Your host over here does some pretty impressive vocal impressions.
Come on.
Watch. Do you?
Oh, okay. Oh boy. George. A couple of those, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, not bad.
Most impressive.
Thank you, very good.
So my question for you two, can you do any impressions?
Well,
Hello, kids. And
very good. And Jake's show will be at 6 o'clock, right after mine, where he does. And Silas, you got any in there? Any?
One of my favorite ever actors is and I loved him in The Godfather because it was kind of a seminal movie for me.
Not bad. All right, very good.
Not bad. But don't give up your day job. Along.
All right, thank you. You move along. All right. Let's hear it for the Stormtrooper. And let's hear it for Jake Lloyd and Silas Carson. Pretty impressive stuff. I am thoroughly impressed. Now, Jake, you threw a little Donald Duck in there, and there is some Donald Duck. You have an affinity for Donald, right? Yeah.
yeah, actually, I got so I loved saying stuff in that voice so much that they, for our rap party, it was actually Donald Duck in a Vader helmet. And we left earlier, so we threw our own rap party, and that was our invitation letter. And I actually got stuck. I've done this twice in my life. I got stuck talking like Donald over myself, and I couldn't break out of it. And then I did that with Christopher Walken in high school, which annoyed everybody.
Give us a little Christopher Walken in high school.
It wasn't that bad. It was just drawn out all over the place.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And I was so sad. Oh, I just wanted to eat walnuts.
Maybe we could teach Kiani Mundi how to do Christopher Walken as well. Yeah?
I'm not going to.
Okay. Well, okay.
I would make a terrible fool of myself.
Well, all right.
Never have come
Gentlemen,
back.
you've been such great guests throughout the last weekend here, and I think you've kind of come to know that what I like to do now is I like to take it a little deeper here and go inside the Akbar studio.
It's a trap!
No, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to ask you both some questions here, and if you can just give me some nice, concise answers, and please remember, we're at Disney.
We're at Disney.
All right? You know what that means. Okay, if you could add any one accessory to R2-D2, Silas. Maybe we'll skip Jake on this one. Silas, what would you add to R2-D2?
Add an accessory to R2-D2's
Yes.
house.
No, just to him. To him. To the body of R2. I have a bad feeling about this.
We're at Disney, aren't we?
Yes. Hair dryer, curling iron, something like that, maybe.
I think a little frying pan so that he can just make his own bacon.
Okay, that's good. All right, very nice. Jake, same question.
Okay, let's see. I'd add spokes, a grill,